So Ross, behind closed doors here, so the fans didn't get to see the game, but we did, and from the sideline anyway, it looked like a really pleasing 90 minutes of football, and you must be really happy with that 0-0 draw today. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. Real competitive game. I thought they applied themselves really well and challenged us. I thought we were brilliant in spells. We worked really hard out of possession. We played some nice football in possession. And I thought that was quite realistic to what we're going to come against in the National League South. Some really strong boys, some direct play, but we've got to deal with that. I thought it was really good. Some of the young boys playing as well. We do want to blood those young boys in slowly. I thought second half they were a big credit to the club.
I think in the first kind of 10 minutes, Wycombe seemed to be on it and threatening us, but then we kind of got into it a little bit more, and then we seemed really well placed in that game. Didn't look, the four tiers between us didn't look like that at all, and like you just said there, the passing football was there to be seen. What is it now for you in terms of we're playing some good stuff? Is there more to come from us? What are you going to kind of implement from here on in?
I mean, them coming out really applying themselves early just sort of set the scene a little bit. We expected that they've got some quality. They're strong, they're powerful, they move the ball really sharp, and we had to deal with that, and that was a big test. We stood up to a challenge, and a 0-0 is quite reflective of how we played. I think there was a few chances either end, but I think overall both teams was a real dogged performance. I think both teams needed the distances and the minutes, and I think it was a real lively competitive game at times. There's a few tackles in there, which was okay because they're all fair. But it was a big challenge for us coming against good League One opposition, and so far we stood up to the challenge. And it's not always about the result in pre-season. We said before the game, it's not about the result here. I don't care if we win or lose or draw. It was more about the performance of the team and seeing those sort of connections around the pitch. So really pleased.
Talked about the calibre and the players that Wycombe have. We both switched it up on the hour mark with a lot of youngsters coming on, especially at the centre half. We had just picking one name out of the hat, although there was loads. Andre Bromfield, and coming up against the likes of Gareth McCleary, who's played Premier League football, Sam Vokes, who's done the same, and international for Wales. What a brilliant experience for all the youngsters that got game time today. Yeah,
I mean they're all buzzing, even though they played 25 minutes. They're really happy with themselves. I've just told them, I said that is one game. You need to build from that. You're up against strong competition. They applied themselves really well, and if you were from the outside, you wouldn't know really if they were a youth or a first team squad member. So I think that 25 spell for those boys are going to give them all the confidence. But it is one game. It's important that they learn from what they're playing against. As you said, there's some real quality in that team. We got exposed a couple of times, but it's going to happen. It's how you learn, and I think from the young boys to the senior boys in our team, that was a real good shift and a real good performance, and a lot of positives out of that.
Going forward now, we've played two League One clubs, really difficult games, and now another difficult game, but someone who's further down the pyramid to us, Stratford, what are we expecting from that game?
The same, that they're going to apply themselves. I know the manager, I know what they're about. It's not a game we're going to take lightly. We need to apply ourselves like we did against Oxford United, like we did here today against Wycombe. We need to go out and work for the team and get our distances in, because it is important. We are getting fit, and we are gaining that fitness up until the 6th of August. So we're not going out there and trying to out-football teams and be Barcelona. We need to get the work done as well. Within that, we've got some good elements of play, some good players getting on the ball, and we need to just work from there. But it is really important we address all games exactly the same as we have.
Very early days, of course, but are you pleased with what you've seen so far?
Yeah, there's room for improvement. There's elements that I don't like. There's elements that I love. I think these games are really important to iron out those creases and see, right, well, I like that, I don't like that, let's work on it. It is a work in progress. We're not going to be the finished article. Even by the 6th of August, we probably won't be the finished article, like any team. But it is important we have a focus, which we have, and a game plan which we're working towards, and we try and execute it.
Well, Ross, thanks very much for your time, and well done.